Let's talk about the in-call controls that you have in Google Meet when you join a meeting. So first, I'm going to join the meeting that is scheduled in my calendar. And the majority of the call controls are all going to be based on the screen here because you have access to everything. So let's just kind of take a look and walk around the screen. On the left-hand side here, you can see the list of participants that are in the meeting. Right now, it's just the meeting room, and that's kind of why we're seeing ourselves on screen. If someone else were to join, then that person would be on the screen, and the picture-in-picture would be the meeting room. But right now, we're just one participant. You can see here that there is like an emoji button. So if you were to go ahead and click on it, it's going to give you different emojis that you can use to share inside your meeting. If you're looking to speak, you can also hit the raise hand button, and that'll showcase to everybody in the meeting that you'd like to ask a question or speak. So we can go ahead and lower the hand once that's chosen. Here we can see that there are some icons like the mute button. This is a little microphone icon. And if I go ahead and click on that microphone icon, it showcases red with a slash through it saying that you're muted. If you're muted, the far end can't hear you. Also, on the Logi camera, you can see that the light turns red, so there's a visual indication of whether you're on mute or not. Again, red means that the far end can't hear you. So we're going to go ahead and unmute ourselves. You can see the icon goes back to white, and the light on the video conferencing system is white, showcasing that it's going through. Now I can go ahead and hit the camera mute button as well, and that basically turns off our video for the far end. The far end can't see video anymore. They can hear us, but they can't see us. So I'm going to go ahead and click that icon and bring the camera back. And to the right of the camera icon, you have your volume controls. So you can tap the minimize volume, so it'll lower or increase the volume. You can turn on your closed captions. You can choose your camera control functions. With Logitech, it has some advanced features. So in this case, we're using a manual control, but you could use the framing by Logitech as well. If you turn that on, the camera is now going to start framing the people in the room automatically. There's nothing to do but basically interact with your meeting. But for some reason, if you'd like to have manual control, you can take manual control of the camera, and then you can use the zooming button out and in, and then you can move the camera to the left, right, up, or down so that you can frame the room properly. All right, I'm going to close that. We'll move on. The next is the change layout button. You can see that we're kind of set on the auto layout button. That's going to switch between active speakers, multi-people, presentation. But if you'd like to choose a different, more static layout, it gives you the options and it shows you what it looks like too, whether it's tiled or spotlight or a combination of spotlight and tiled. This is going to depend on who's speaking. So if you're in a meeting with 10 people and you're using a sidebar or spotlight, the person who's speaking will be the main screen. The last 4 or 5 people speaking will be on the sidebar. Anyone that's not speaking kind of moves into the background. You can also minimize your room view if you'd like to as well, using this layout option. Next, there's the chat. A lot of the meetings have chat information. So right now we're set for notifications only. If someone were to chat in this meeting, you would see a little chat bubble come up on the screen. Or you can click on the chat history and it's going to bring up a sidebar with a chat history so that you can see if anyone is mentioning anything on the chat. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close that window. Here you can see there's an add people option as well. This is super handy. If you're in a meeting, you want to bring somebody in that's part of Porter Airlines, you can go ahead and hit the add people. Now anybody with your email or who is on your tenant, so to speak, you can then just search for the individual by typing their email. You hit enter and they get a request to join the call, and they can join the call quite simply. And then you also have some recording functions. You can ask for opportunity to record by clicking the record meeting and turning that on and off. Those are the in-room call control functions for your next Google Meet meeting. And don't forget, before you leave the room, make sure to exit your meeting here, located in the top right. Once that's done, the system is ready for its next meeting, and so are you.